Alright. Welcome back to Black Butler Anime Review, episode number 27. We are reviewing what essentially put is the 11th episode of the Emerald Witch arc, which also happens to be the 68th episode of the series. His Butler Unknown. This actually is the first episode. First time in 3 episodes this has actually happened with this. Where we did not start with a 5-minute recap. Yes, for 2 straight episodes they had 5-minute recap. It's like they were trying to stretch this arc out as much as possible. Luck out this week we didn't have that. Nope, no recap. I'm like, thank God. That's because they didn't split a chapter up. So basically, this one covered chapters 103 to 104. So here's kind of what happened. We pick up right where we left off last episode. We have the 2 Reapers commenting about, we're seeing Cecile and Sebastian. They see them, and then, well, it's like, yeah, they do note the fact that the reason why Cecile can actually see them, it is because, well, do you want to know the reason why they can see them? Because according to them, they have 1 foot in the grave, and apparently they of course, Cecile calls them more respectable than their English counterparts. That's what Cecile said. Why is this wet for it? Weird. I don't think of anything wet there. No. Oh, okay. So, yeah, then of course they're running, and then of course, meanwhile though, Diedrich is of course with I'm trying to think what was his name here. If I can everything to work here properly. You have Diedrich with Snake and, well, the character voiced by Ian Sinclair. When they reach basically the train station, where Snake tells them, "Oh yeah, I can hear. Basically, I can detect 6 people behind that door." And, well, he certainly does. Oh, Boudoir, yes, Boudoir. You also have Tonka taking on Greta Hubbard, where she has to flee after having a brief battle with him. Yeah, of course you have Taka, where he's basically like, oh yeah. And Taka basically is, well, then of course the girl was shot by, well, then of course she has to flee, and then of course May Ran is there, and of course, well, then they proceed to run a different location, which that's when they arrive at the train station, and you have Finian basically breaking the lock on the doors, and of course everyone else basically is, well, after of course Diedrich and Boudoir kill all the German soldiers there, then they wheel up the wheels of the train, grease it up, get plenty of coal in. Of course Sebastian and Cecile are not far behind. Wolfram of course kills basically Gretel by shooting her in the head. Actually, yeah. Yeah, then of course he's later shot by, well, his commander. Yes, he is later shot by his commander later on. Yeah, and while he's basically having his wounds, and after he's shot, then we have a flashback to when he was training in the army, him get promoted from second lieutenant to first lieutenant, him getting his assignment to guard the witch. Selgade, yes, where he's basically tasked being her butler, and because he kills her, he basically just turns traitor because, well, he ends up siding with basically her over his own people. And then he wakes up, still wounded, with a bullet in his gut, where Yeah, by the way, he's actually shot by Hilga. Well, Hildate, you know. But pretty much he's kind of in the way that, like, pretty much one of the main villains of this arc. And by the way, she's covered in burns. Yeah, she's covered in burns. Where then apparently it's revealed that Sebastian was ordered by Cecile to bring him on this insurance policy for Silgate. Which Silgate used basically her some medical skill, basically ask a cloth and heated knife to take out the bullet wound, and does a good job, but needs more treatment per se. So they're basically asking Diedrich to use his safe house, though the moniker is a hideout, from the safe for before they leave the country. He's like, whatever, you basically use anyways without asking me. And that's kind of the episode in a nutshell. Great episode, and we have just 2 more left to go, and then we're done with Black Butler for now, until whenever they decide new season of this thing. Yep, so yeah, that's pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. Next up, basically, comes a comic corner, and then it's on to One Piece. Okay, next video, bye.